बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मा।
Now, the next thing we'll try to understand the EHRP metric calculation. Now, most of the metric calculation is done automatically by all the protocols. So we don't really need to do any kind of calculations or these things. So these are all like automated process. But still, we need to understand at the back end how the EHRP is going to calculate the best route and what are the factors it is going to consider while doing that. So EHRP not just uses a bandwidth. Like if you take an example, RIP protocol will uses the number of hop counts. So whichever the route is having the least cost, that is the least number of hops, that is considered as a best route. Just like in OSPF, there is a different calculation process. It will only consider the bandwidth, and there's a separate formula for that. We've seen that in the OSPF section. Similar way, EHRP have a different calculation process. So EHRP not just uses the bandwidth, like OSPF uses the bandwidth, but bandwidth is a major factor which will influence the best route. Which means if you have two routes, let's say two routes, one route is having 5 Mbps of bandwidth and 2 Mbps of bandwidth on the other path. So you always want your 5 Mbps route should be calculated as a best route. So both EHRP and OSPF uses the same bandwidth, but here not just the bandwidth, there are other factors also involved in the calculation process. So technically, like there is something called bandwidth. Delay is also used. I'll just come to this. What is delay? Load, MTU, and reliability. So these are the 5 different values it uses in the calculation, and technically we call them as K values. Technically we call them as K1, K2, K3, K4, K5. And there is a formula for this. Anyway, we don't need to use this formula. So automatically the router will do these calculations based on the values. And these K values are not exactly the values. They're actually placeholder which will decide whether this particular value will be used or not used, or whether it is enabled or not enabled. Like by default, there is something called K1. K1 is 1 and K3 is 1. Now 1 means they are being used or enabled in the metric calculation process. So which means wherever there is 1, you'll see this, you need to write down 1. We don't need to write down. Generally, wherever there is K3, you need to write down 1. And wherever there is K2, K4, and K5, the load, reliability, and MTU, they are not used in the metric calculation. Or we can say they are disabled by default. So which means wherever you see this K3, K4, you just need to write down zeros here. Okay, so that's how the calculation process goes. I'll come to this calculation in a little bit more detail. But before we go ahead, we need to understand, let's try to understand what are these 5 values in general. Now starting with the bandwidth. Now bandwidth is again a static value. Now static value means it's a fixed value. So every interface will have its own bandwidth. Like if I go and check show interface S0 by 0, like on my router. So here I do have this EHRP configured. So if I say show interface S1 by 0, I think that is the interface. So by default, you'll see these 5 values will be listed here, the MTU and the bandwidth. Now this is the bandwidth value. Now the default bandwidth on the serial link will be 1544 kbps. So similar way, if you check on the F0 by 0 interface, now the default bandwidth will be 100 Mbps. That's what you will see here. Now these are the default values. And by default, if you don't define any bandwidth, the default bandwidth will be interface default bandwidth. Like the serial links, the default bandwidth will be 1544 kbps. Ethernet links, the default bandwidth will be 10 Mbps. And the fast Ethernet, it will be the same thing. The fast Ethernet will be 100. And the gig Ethernet, it will be 1000 Mbps. So if you don't change the bandwidth, then the default bandwidth it is going to consider. And if you want, we can go and change the bandwidth. So there is a command on this interfaces. Like we can go to the interface and define the bandwidth. Let me just quickly go and change that. If I go to the interface S1 by 0, so I'm connecting S1 by 0 in my topology here. Now, the bandwidth I can define in terms of kilobits per second. So probably kilobits means if a default is 1544, so if I'm changing it to 1000 means, so if I verify show interface S1 by 0, now the bandwidth should change. That's the bandwidth now. So you may want to change the bandwidth. Now most of the time when you want to change the bandwidth, let's say I'm connecting a router here and this is my Ethernet link. Let's say I'm connecting fast Ethernet link on the WAN connection here. Now what is the default bandwidth on the fast Ethernet link? So the interface default will be 100 Mbps, which means when the EHRP calculates the best route, it is going to consider the bandwidth as 100 Mbps by default. Because if you don't go and change, so it's going to assume the bandwidth is going to be 100 Mbps, and based on that 100 Mbps, it is going to calculate the cost. So the cost values will be calculated based on that, which means, but let's say from the service, now typically the WAN connection, which is given by the provider, now the bandwidth what is present on the interface is not equal to the bandwidth what is given by the service provider. Just like if you take an example, I'm using an internet connection in my home and I'm connecting to my service provider from where I'm accessing the internet, and my NSE card supports 100 Mbps. So does it mean that you get an internet speed of 100 Mbps? It's not like that. So it depends upon the WAN or the link, because the service provider will control. Let's say if you're purchasing a 2 Mbps of bandwidth, you'll be getting 2 Mbps of bandwidth. And of course, the interface supports up to 100, but it doesn't mean that. So typically these two will not be the same. There is no problem here because, there's nothing you need to do here in this example. But whereas in case of EHRP, the EHRP is going to calculate the bandwidth based on calculate the cost based on the bandwidth what is present here. So which means if your WAN speed is, let's say, 5 Mbps, which I'm getting from the service provider, so I got a 5 Mbps of WAN connection. So it's our responsibility to go and change the bandwidth on this to give 5 Mbps on this interface to tell the EHRP that, hello EHRP, so don't consider the bandwidth as 100 Mbps, which is the default. So please change it to 5 Mbps and calculate the cost according to that. Because you don't want EHRP to automatically assume it as 100 Mbps, where the actual speed or the actual bandwidth you get from the service provider is just 5 Mbps. So just to ensure that, it's always recommended to change on the WAN interfaces, not required in the LAN, but mostly on the WAN interfaces, we go and change the bandwidth to influence the EHRP cost. And again, this is the same verification what we did after changing. And one more thing we need to remember is changing the default bandwidth command. Changing the bandwidth will not change the actual bandwidth on the interface. Like I said, if you just go and change the bandwidth to 5 Mbps, it doesn't mean that you get 5 Mbps of speed. Whatever the speed is something controlled by the service provider. So, but we need to make sure that we give the bandwidth the similar or nearest to the one which is actual bandwidth used by the service provider. Okay, so always remember the neither the default bandwidth or the bandwidth set you manually, it is going to influence the actual bandwidth. So the actual bandwidth is controlled by the service provider. And one more point here, like EHRP picks the lowest bandwidth. Now lowest bandwidth means, like, let's take an example. This is my topology here. So this is my topology. Now to reach this 50 dot network, let's say, now there are multiple routes, and let's say the bandwidth on this link is, let's say, 1 Mbps, and here it is 2 Mbps, and here it is 5 Mbps. So now from the router 1 to reach this 50 dot network, it is going to consider which bandwidth, whether 1, 2 or 5 or sum of all. So by default it is going to consider the least bandwidth, which means when it is calculating the route from the router 1, it is going to see the least bandwidth, that is 1 Mbps. So by default it's going to consider the lowest bandwidth out of all the going interfaces towards the destination network. So in the formula, whatever the formula here, when the bandwidth is used, it's going to consider the minimum. You can see there is an option of minimum written here. So the minimum bandwidth will be used in the formula here. So the next thing is like load value like K1, K2. Again, load is nothing but the amount of traffic on that particular interface. And this is actually a dynamic value. Dynamic means, this will keep on change in between from 1 to 255, where 1 will be represented as less load and 255 will be representing as more load. So this is purely calculated based on the packet rate, the amount of packets you get, and of course on the depending upon the bandwidth of the interface as well. So it calculates it calculates based on the volume of traffic passing through that particular interface with compared to maximum capacity. That maximum capacity is nothing but the bandwidth and the packet rate. It's going to calculate based on that. And by default, there will be two types of loads. One is transmitting load and one is receiving load. So by default, if K2 is enabled, and remember K2 is 0 in the metric, which means it is disabled by default. And if it is enabled, we can go and change the value. There is a command to change the metric K values to consider these values. But again, it is not recommended to use these values because these are dynamic values. Now, dynamic values are not recommended to use because they keep on change for every few seconds, which means every time there is a change in the K value, or let's say the load is 100 today, not probably now, maybe the next few seconds it changes to 150. Now the EHRP has to again recalculate the algorithm, which will again increase the unnecessary overhead. So that's the reason it is by default disabled, and it is a best practice to disable these things. Okay, so we should not use this. So when they define initially, they define all these values, but by default it is disabled. But if you enable, then it is going to consider the transmitting load in the formula. So which means if you check the formula here, by default the K2 will be there, but we'll be using zeros wherever we have K2, which means the load is not used in the metric calculation, or it is by default disabled. Now the same thing applies to the reliability also. Reliability also is same like load, and it is a dynamic value. Now dynamic value means again it will keep on change depending upon the status of the links. Like reliability means trust. Generally reliability is a common term used to define the trust. So it's nothing but it's going to compare all the packets which are being successfully received. So the reliability will be calculated based on the number of packets which are being sent or dropped. Just like if there is a huge drop of packets on that particular interface, then the EHRP will consider it is less reliable. And if there are less packets being dropped or more packets being sent, then it is considered as more reliable. And 100% reliability indicates that all the frames has been received good. That's how it will calculate. And again, the values will be from 0 to 255, whereas 0 is like less reliable and 255 means more reliable. So 100% reliability like that. And again, by default, K4 is disabled. So K4 is equal to 0. The reliability is not used in the metric calculation because again, it is a kind of dynamic value. And if it is enabled, it will always use the minimum reliability.